We are so excited today for I Heart Mount Airy. It is summer, it is July, it is the last Wednesday of the month, our favorite day. And today we have a guest, Dr. Todd Rosenfeld. He is an astrophysicist that lives in Mount Airy. And Todd, thank you so much for joining us. You want to give us a little information on what brings you to Mount Airy and then also what makes you look up to the sky?
Wow, it brings me to Mount Airy. That's an excellent question. I mean, it's a beautiful area. We have, in general, nice, pretty light pollution-free skies. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's a great place to live. Everybody's friendly and just absolutely love it here. In terms of the night sky, I've been involved in astronomy since I was about 11 years old. I've just always been really fascinated by it, and just always exploring. I have an observatory, and whenever I have a chance and the sky's clear, I'm outside taking pictures of things in the sky.
That's great. So you have an observatory in town?
Well, it's where I live in
Okay.
Mount Airy, yes.
That's so exciting.
What exactly is an observatory? I think about up in Frederick County, they have a planetarium. What's the difference?
So a planetarium is more for like indoor sky shows where they'll project a virtual image of the sky. Then obviously, then a lecture will give you kind of like a virtual tour of it. Observatory, that's where a telescope is actually housed. And there's different types. What I have is an actual dome. So the whole top part of the building actually rotates. There's a little slit that opens up to expose a small portion of the sky. And there's a very large telescope inside that it's all computer controlled. It will point automatically. It tracks. And I do a lot of astrophotography with it. But so ultimately, an observatory is where you actually have a telescope. Planetarium is just for virtual sky shows.
Okay, really cool.
What is your background in astronomy?
Wow. Again, I've been involved in astronomy since I was 11 years old. So just between my degree, I teach astronomy as well. It's an absolute passion of mine. So I've been involved in astronomy for I hate to say it, but over 40 years. So that's just kind of the reality. And I know we have that event coming up on the 13th. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep, Mount Airy Camp Night.
Yeah, we love camp night, and you are going to be an awesome addition to that evening. I think people are really going to enjoy looking up. What are you going to walk people through at camp night? What are they going to get to learn and do?
So what obviously hopefully we'll have some nice clear skies then, but I'll be bringing what's known as a hydrogen alpha telescope up to camp night. And generally if someone looks through just for the record, that normally looking through a telescope at the sun is a very, very dangerous and bad thing to do unless you have a proper solar filter. But even with most regular solar filters, the only thing you can really see are sunspots. Actually, what's up on the screen right now is it's a picture I took on July 15th of this year. But with the standard solar filter, the only thing you can see are sunspots. With the hydrogen alpha telescope, and actually I have one that's like off to my side here, it's very similar to what I'll be bringing up on the 13th. You can see all sorts of additional details on the sun. For instance, the picture is up right now. This image I processed a little bit differently. Actually, the darker regions are actually hotter. Looking around the edge of it, you can see some solar flares coming off it. And solar flares are pretty much the most powerful explosions in the solar system. There's all sorts of structure you can see there. You can see prominences, which are like little arcs coming off the edge of the sun. But these are some of the things that we'll be able to see at the August 13th event. And one of the beautiful things about observing the sun is that it's very dynamic. It's constantly changing. So you can go outside, look at the sun one moment, and you'll see, certain sunspots or flares or just different things actually occurring. And then you go back outside later on, look at the sun again, and a lot of it's changed. So again, it's very, very dynamic. And that's one of the exciting things about it, is that you really never know exactly what you're going to see. But in general, almost every day, things like what's up on the screen right now, that these are features that the public, if they come up to that event, they'll absolutely be able to see. It's also a really exciting time to be looking at the sun, because we're heading towards a time known as solar maximum. And that's a time when you get a much larger number of different features occurring on the sun. Sunspots, again, flares, just all sorts of different things. We're expecting this to peak in right around 2024, 2025. But what's really exciting about it is the last solar max, which was in 2014, if I remember correctly. It wasn't real spectacular, and a lot of us in astronomy, we still don't completely understand why. But sun's really gearing up right now, and just anytime now you go and look at, there's lots of stuff happening on it.
That's
Wow.
so interesting. So
It
how
is.
often do you go out and kind of look at or take photography of the sun? Is this something that you do on the regular and like compare your photos,
I do.
or?
Yeah, I mean, if I actually have the time, which is it's difficult sometimes in life, but if I do, if it's sunny out and not 100 degrees, I'll limit a little bit if it's 100 degrees out. But yeah, I'll take the solar scope outside at least a few times a day, and just you can zoom
cool.
in and see different features. And the same thing, I'm as often as I can, I'm taking photographs. And
So where we have like Weather Channel, are you one of those that has the solar weather and you're looking at solar weather every day to kind of gauge if there's flares or different things?
I don't really look at it online. I mean, I basically do it myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is absolutely the type of thing, and it's great because I'll go out and I'll take a look, and even though I mean I've looked at the sun countless times. Almost every time I go out, I'm just completely blown away, because I'll say like, "Wow, it's a huge feature on." And actually, if you can flip back to the other picture, that was. And there you go, that one right there. So like that one, if you look down the lower right hand corner of it, you'll see it's just kind of like a light red. Yeah, that right there. So that's a solar prominence, which is it's material that is essentially kind of blown off the sun, and it's being suspended there by a strong magnetic field. That feature right there is I was doing a little calculation. It's about 21 times the size of the Earth. So you're talking about things that are, just from a scale standpoint, it's just absolutely huge. Figure that the sun is a little over 1.39 million kilometers in diameter. The Earth is approximately 13,000 kilometers in diameter, a little less. But so most of the things we're seeing on the sun, just these explosions, are many, many times larger than the Earth itself. And it's kind of humbling when you think about that.
Now, when you say explosions, are those what people consider solar flares?
So flares are one type, and the flares, as I mentioned, are pretty much one of the most energetic events that we see happening in the solar system. But yeah, I mean, most of the things we see on the sun are driven by the strong magnetic field of the sun. And if you kind of look at if you look at this picture, or maybe if you want to go back to the other one, I hate to ask you to kind of keep flipping back and forth there, but if you kind of zoom in, you'll see that it looks almost like hairs on the surface of the sun, and that there's a definite structure and orientation to them. And basically, the things that we're seeing on there, they're aligning themselves around the magnetic field. And what the sun, it doesn't rotate like a solid body. The equatorial region actually rotates faster than the polar region. And what happens is the sun's magnetic field lines, they get all twisted, almost like rubber bands. And then every now and then they'll snap. that can cause different explosive events to occur. I think it was last week, there was what's known as a coronal mass ejection, which was, this is a lot of material that basically was blown off the sun, and some of it did interact with the earth, and as a result you can cause aurora. We do have concerns as we approach solar max, because if we would be hit by a very, very large coronal mass ejection directly, it can cause power outages, satellite damage. They say that, I mean, there was one that occurred back in the 1800s, that if that hit the Earth today, the same size one, that it's very possible that power would be knocked out globally for a minimum of 6 months, more realistically,
Wow.
probably over a year. So,
Wow.
unfortunately, between our satellites and our power grid are actually very susceptible to, to our home star.
Now, didn't that happen in
Wow.
2005? Wasn't there a large mass ejection then that actually made like all the airplanes in the sky not be able to communicate? It was like 5 minutes of just kind of chaos from the sun.
That one, I don't remember that one specifically, but there was one. It might actually have been that or another one, a similar time frame, that we didn't get hit directly, but we were about 5 days out in our orbit, which is, it's not really a whole lot of time from a direct hit, and a direct hit from that would absolutely have caused major power issues, around the world. I'm thinking about, was it 2 or 3 months or so ago, there were some of the Starlink satellites that were launched one week, and they were, because of some significant solar activity, they pretty much got damaged and deorbited the following week. I'm not sure how much that cost Mr. Musk, but that's, again, the fact is that we rely on the sun for living. But what sun giveth, sun taketh away, I guess you could say.
It's kind of like our mother who brought you into this world.
And take you out. Absolutely.
Well, that is so interesting. I am excited that we can kind of have more STEM education and outreach within our community, and that you've stepped up to volunteer your time to join us for camp night on August 13th. I think folks that come out for this will definitely get a new perspective and hopefully open up their mind to different possibilities, and even getting involved in the field. It'd be great to have more scientists that are looking at this and studying it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If we have sunny skies, I guarantee anybody that takes a look will absolutely be blown away by just the amazing views. And again, a lot, you might think that, okay, the pictures that you have up there, these are things that have been processed and so forth, but these are actually things the public will see straight through the eyepiece when they look through the telescope. So it is, hopefully our weather will be good, but everybody should be in for a real treat in terms of what they're going to be able to see.
That's great. And I would love to have you at some other events. So if the weather for some awful reason doesn't cooperate, if you're willing to, we'd like to have you back out. And we definitely want to have this opportunity for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be my pleasure.
Melissa, do you have any other questions?
I'm blown away. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. It's something that I haven't really thought about since like high school class, science class. Really stepped away from the science field as I got older. And it's just, I'm looking at this tennis ball is what I'm thinking.
Don't be critical.
It's very fuzzy, and it's just interesting. It's just, you just really, we don't get the opportunity to look at the sun. We tell our kids not to look at the sun. So what a treat it's going to be. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Todd. We look forward to seeing you, and you have a great afternoon. And the farmers market is today, so if you're out and about, feel free to swing by.
Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So amazing.
It is. I'm like, whoa.
Now to town updates. Hopefully just as important as the sun.
Very
So
important. Yeah.
We're going to kick it off with a video we have. This is the brand new Rails to Trails West. This is a sneak peek at some of the planning and things that are coming to the extension of the trail. So we really hope you guys enjoy this project as it rolls out. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always reach out to us at Town Hall.
The Mount Airy Rail Trail is one of, if not the oldest rail trails in the United States. The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad train tracks date back to 1839. In 1901, a tunnel was built under Mount Airy, bypassing a 4-mile segment of the 1839 track. This section is now our rail trail. We currently have a third-a-mile rail trail located between Watkins Park and downtown, and we're happy to announce that we are opening Rails to Trails West. Construction to start this summer and run through until next summer when we have our grand opening. The acquisition of the West Branch of the Rails to Trails project has been completed with assistance from federal and state funds. The town has entered a critical phase of adding 8.22 acres to our existing park properties developed by the town with aids from grant funding. The purchase of this land created a direct extension to the existing Rails to Trails Greenway corridor already established, which connected 500 Mount Airy residents to the downtown area. The Rails to Trails shared use pathway also encourages reduction in environmental impact of automotive transportation and an increase in healthy movement. The acquisition of the property serves Frederick County in completing a portion of their anticipated bikeways and trail plans. Town staff has been working diligently to come up with a cohesive design, taking in the elements of our other parks and our beautification guidelines to ensure that this park comes online, on time, and beautiful for the public to use. With this trail, we will have art highlighted throughout, as well as educational opportunities, highlighting native plantings, animals, and different flora and fauna along the trail. Rails to Trails West will include several benches along the trail for folks to take a moment and take in the scenery or rest, mile markers along the trail for those that are training or tracking their speed or time with their workouts, as well as trivia along the trail about our town history. We will also have picnic tables at both the entrance and the end so you can enjoy your lunch while you are out and about. The trail will be lit with specialized lighting to take into account the nature and neighbors in that area. We will have bollard style light fixtures illuminating only the trail walkway. To keep our park beautiful, we will also have 2 of our standard trash cans, one at the beginning and one at the entrance for ease of disposing of anything along the trail. We also will have dog waste stations, which will have poop bags and a trash can, so that way you can curb your dog when you're out for your walks. The new section of trail highlights some beautiful tree specimens, and with that, we have already identified 2 that are nearing their end of life. Rather than just removing them from the trail, we have decided to incorporate them into the art aspect of the trail, and they will be carved into animals to represent our bay and how we are all connected through our tributaries and encouragement for bay-wise programs. Both the entrance and the exit of the trail will be denoted with a beautiful metal archway sign. At the entrance of Rails to Trails West, we will have a bike repair station and bicycle racks for storage of bikes for those that might want to walk the trail. This trail is quite dynamic and shows a change in topography in a few locations along the trail. For safety of pedestrians and cyclists using the trail, for those areas we will have fencing installed that will be panel fencing so no one can go off the sides of the trail. Each section will be about 100 foot long and it will be in 2 areas. The Parks Department is really excited about this project, and again, we'll be starting this summer with completion date of next summer. So be looking for more updates as we go through the process. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or to any of the staff.
I just want to
So-
share that we have this video is playing on Facebook. So if anybody has any questions or comments, you can write in the chat box too. And we're kind of looking at that today while we have it as a live show, and we'll check on it later. But like Ashley said, you can call Town Hall and reach us. It's really awesome. I love the video that you did. Ashley, great job.
And just for folks watching, a lot of those examples are the concepts, but they will be different as they roll out for our trail. So we'll have art that is unique to our trail, but we wanted to give you an image so you can kind of understand our vision and where it's going. So I can't wait for that. Look for it July next year. Brings us to Building a Brighter Future grant, Melissa.
Hey. So we've been talking about this. It was open up July 1st. We're still accepting applications for July. The deadline is Sunday, the 31st. All of the information can be found on our website under business, incentives, and then Building a Brighter Future. This is for folks who are already, either they're already here or they're trying to move here with a brick and mortar location. We're giving up to 50% for eligible projects with a cap at 10,000, and it includes anything leaseholder improvements. So that's at the exterior of the building or interior, something that's going to stay if you happen to leave the space. Questions, you can contact me at Town Hall. And we've already got a few applications in. And if funding goes up to $25,000 and once it's gone, we'll close the program for the year. And it's very exciting to see these projects come to fruition. Sometimes, something that wouldn't have happened without the program. So thanks to the town council and mayor for budgeting this, and we're rolling. So any questions, give me a call.
Love it. Such a good program. We also have that monthly reminder. If you want to get active in our community and join one of our commissions, we have quite a few with the town. You can use the QR code on the screen, or you can go directly to our website and look at any positions that we have available. Those range from monthly meetings to every other month. And it's a great way to be passionate about your community, give back, and just get active. As you heard me say earlier, today is our farmers market. So please, hopefully, I think the weather's going to cooperate this week and it's going to be beautiful and not rainy or too hot. We have a lot of great vendors, and today we will also have the Sustainability Commission there. They will be giving out free composters to those that are interested in starting a composter in their garden or home. So please come out and support our local farmers and businesses. We've had food trucks, and sadly, the last 2 Mondays, they have been rained out. So let's hope for no rain for next Monday.
I agree. Sunshine and rainbows. That's what we're hoping for.
And thank you to Blossom and Basket and State Farm and Jessica Snowballs for getting together and bringing these to town on a night that a lot of our downtown restaurants are closed. So we'll have a second option. Pack the Cruiser. Melissa, you want to talk about this one?
You know what? Absolutely. So we've got a couple locations. We will have 2 cars, one at Food Line and one at Walmart. And the Mount Airy Police Department is asking for the community to come out and fill the cruiser, pack it with things that will benefit. It's the Mount Airy Net. Yeah, going to the Mount Airy Net. So come out. That's tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. at Food Lion and Walmart. And if sure, you could contact the police department if you have questions, but they'll be there. So just have fun, talk to them, get to know them, and they're happy to be able to do this. And I think it's planned on being an annual event.
I know the net so appreciates it, and it's a great way to get out and meet our officers as well.
Mhm.
We also have a notice of public meeting on a proposed annexation. The full property on Buffalo Road, the town of Mount Airy annexation resolution number 45. This will be on Monday, August 29th with a planning commission meeting. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this, please feel free to reach out to our Director of Planning, John Breeding. He can be reached via email at jbreeding@mountairy.md.gov, or you can call Town Hall and his extension's 116. Yard waste. I know as a gardener, I've been out there trimming, cleaning, weeding like crazy. So we have yard waste this month on August 13th and the 27th. So if you are out there making your property beautiful and you have that extra stuff, please have that out in the curb on the 13th or the 27th.
We can also compost that, right? I'm still
Correct.
learning. Okay.
Yep.
So pick up a composter to limit your yard waste.
And it makes it even easier for pickup because if
Yeah.
more people compost, it's less waste. And as you heard us mention earlier, we are gearing up for camp night. Camp night is going to be in Watkins Park on August 13th, starting at 5. So if you want to get out there and see the sun, you'll be able to do that. We also have Boy Scouts coming. They're going to be doing a Dutch oven cook-off and some of their other badge activities. We also have some semi-pro skaters coming. They will be doing skate demos and talking about the new skate park coming to town. We're going to have dinner there. We're going to have Slim and his, was it Summertime Band?
Sunnyland band. Very
Sunnyland
close.
Band,
Yeah.
Slim, which is always loved by the kids. So we'll have that. And we're also going to have a nighttime movie. So there's something for everybody, and it's a fun time to camp. If you've never camped before, this is a great event to kind of get a tent and try it. If something doesn't work, you're close to home. You can always pack up and go home if you need to. You're not 2 hours away from there. But it's really nice. It's really peaceful, and there's a lot of stuff to do. We'll also have s'mores and a campfire and ghost stories after the movie. And those ghost stories, because I am a wimp, will be not too scary. So that should be age appropriate for everybody to enjoy.
And it's all for free. So
Exactly.
is there registration, Ashley?
There is. It's not a formal it's not formal to where if you don't register, you can't come, but we ask for a head count. So that form will be online and you can just go to our website. We also have a Facebook event that is off of our page that we will also have that posted in. So just kind of give us an idea if you're staying for dinner, if you're going to camp out. So that way we know we have enough spaces. The community garden, I know we keep talking about it, and it's personally probably one of my favorite new park locations. It's located at 714 Rising Ridge. The community garden is a space that we've built in the community for gardeners to use. We have about 31 gardeners currently. Just want to put also a reminder out to folks that the garden is locked and closed to the public. So unless you're a gardener, you really don't have the opportunity to get in there. So this is a great time to come out and volunteer and meet the gardeners. Service hours will be given, so you can come and see what we're building out there. Melissa, you want to talk about this one?
Sure. We're gearing up for our excitement for the annual Mount Airy Volunteer Fire Company Carnival. It's back this year from August 1st through the 6th. That's a Monday through Saturday. Somebody check me on that. Yep, Monday through Saturday. And they have a lot of bands coming, bigger bands, for like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So check out their website to see who's coming. And if anybody is interested, I think they're looking for some more volunteers too. Anybody who's go with money.
Yeah, they are. They are looking for
looking for that.
volunteers for the ticket booth, and I think they could also use some volunteers for food service with the fire department. That can be responsible teenagers up to adults. And I think they have volunteer opportunities for anyone that might be interested. So you can reach out to the fire department for that, or if you can't get a hold of someone for some reason, you can always reach out to us and we'll try to get you in contact with someone.
And then on Thursday will be their annual parade at 6:30, which goes from Mount Airy Elementary School to the Carnival grounds.
So glad that parade's back. It's going to be fun to see all the fire trucks.
Yeah, well, it really will be. It's nice.
Speaking of ghost stories, these might be a little scarier because they're pretty close to home and they're probably true ghost stories, right? So we have Murder, Mayhem, and Mystery coming, brought to you by the Mount Airy Historical Society. This will be on August 19th and 20th with a rain date of the 26th. Tickets are $10 per person. You can reach out to the Historical Society directly to reserve those. And I've heard a lot of buzz about this. I'm super excited. I've already got my ticket, so I highly recommend if you like ghost stories or history about the town, this is going to be a fun event. I've heard a rumor that it might be coming back in October as well, but that has not been confirmed. So I would definitely get your ticket for the August event, and that way you can see some history about the town.
You could get their tickets on the Historical Society website, or if you're able to go to the museum in person, I'm sure they could hook you up with tickets there. You just have to catch them when they're open. So at the farmers market from 3 to 7 today, they'll be open Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. I'm sorry, 12 to 4, but you could go from 1 to 4. That's fine too. Yeah.
And it's yet another plug for our awesome farmers market. There's a lot to do there today. So we have Art in the Park. This is a brand new rec program that we have rolled out. We had our first one on July 22nd in Vest Pocket. I was in attendance and it was just such a fun event. Our next one will be in Wildwood Park, and that's August 16th at 10 a.m. You do not have to be an artist for this. It's open to all ages. It's an informal art experience in our park. So basically come learn about an artist. We will have supplies on site, and then if you are inspired by that artist, you can paint. We'll have everything there set up for you to just kind of relax and get creative. I also included a picture of our last event. So you can see it's just a really nice, peaceful time. No cost for this. So if you would like to join us, please let us know. We just have reservations, so that way we know how many campuses and supplies to have for the class.
So fun to see. Look at the art.
I know. I'm still not done with my canvas.
Okay. Cool.
So we have pickleball pickup games. So this is part of a larger program to highlight our park. So this will be on July 29th at 7 p.m. in Prospect Park. Please bring your own pickleball paddles if you have them. We might have a few on site for this, but if we have a lot of folks, we don't want people showing up without paddles and not able to participate. Pickleball is well loved in our community. You can drive by Prospect pretty much any day, anytime, and see someone out there playing. So please consider joining us for July 29th. Frederick County is doing a scrap tire drop-off event. You can give Frederick County up to 10 passenger vehicle tires per household. This will be free of charge. So if you're cleaning up, maybe there's a lot next to you that someone dumped some tires, or maybe you changed out vehicles and you have some extras. This is a great way to move them off site and get them recycled the proper way. This is Saturday, August 13th from 7 a.m. to 3. It is rain or shine, and it's at the Frederick County Division of Solid Waste and Recycling. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Frederick County. This is not something they do often, so I highly encourage folks to purge some stuff out and have it go to the recycler.
And since we are a split county, this is not for Carroll residents, only for Frederick residents.
We also have Friday night block party on Main Street. I think this is their third.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard really good things about this. They've had some awesome music. I've had great feedback on the music. And this is hosted by the Mount Airy Commons, The Last Word, Lorenzo's, Catonsville Home, Miscellaneous Distillery, and Superfoods Cafe. So it's just a fun night to get out, support local, do some shopping, hear some music, and maybe get dinner.
Jimmy Cone, they're celebrating their 25th year. And on Saturday, August 20th, you can go celebrate with them. And they have a food truck coming, 2 food trucks, Crying Johnny's and Grilled Cheese, please. And looks like they're raffling away a Yeti cooler, and they have t-shirts and koozies for sale, which you can rep the Jimmy Cone logo and look. So we love Jimmy Cone. We're so happy for them celebrating 25 years. And that event is from 4 to 7 on August 20th.
I need to win that so I can get the cooler, so I can buy the Jimmy Cone, so I can take the Jimmy Cone home.
True. There you go. That's smart.
Celebrate. I'm so excited to see this back on our schedule. It is something that with COVID, I feel like we lost, and now we're kind of getting back on our feet. So we have Celebrate Mount Airy coming August 27th from 5 to 8. The street downtown will be closed from Prospect to Paradise. With this event, we're going to have so much fun stuff. We're going to have a large car show in the municipal lot. We have over 23 local vendors signed up, and the registration's not even closed yet. We're going to have a bubble show. We're going to have a reptile show. We're going to have a very robust kids zone this year. We're trying to cut down on the multiple contact spaces for kids. So you will see that we don't have inflatables this year, just to kind of keep everyone safe and healthy. But we'll have lots of fun activities. We're going to kind of take it old school. And you will also see another hopscotch competition. And this will be co-sponsored by Mathnasium. So we'll have some more STEM education at Celebrate this year. So it's going to be fun. It's a great time to just come out, meet your neighbors, and enjoy our downtown. This is probably my favorite event of all the events we do. So anytime we can celebrate.
Cool.
The town of Mount Airy awaits your visit.
All right, everyone. The big man takes us out. I hope you have a great end of July and a great August. We'll be back on August 31st at noon with more exciting updates. Is there anything we missed today from the show?
One thing we missed that I thought of, the Rotary Club is teaming up with JD Kelly, and they're raising funds for folks on August 13th, which is the same day as Camp Night. In the morning, there's one, it's called the Main Street Mile. So check that out. You have an opportunity to walk, run, jog, whatever, and raise money for folks who really need it medically. So that's the only thing.
I can't believe we forgot them. That's a great event coming, and I really hope people will get out there and run for that cause, because it's so important, and I appreciate them really bringing that to town. So let's all put on our sneakers and get out there and show some support.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us today.
Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.